people, my name is Nicole and today I wanted to talk about the rating system. Generally people tend to rate books on a 5-star rating system just because that's what Goodreads gives us and everyone uses Goodreads. But there's also a lot of discussion about how much of a struggle and a problem the 5-star rating system is because it's so ambiguous as to what each star rating means. So I decided that I would, just for the sake of clarity and also for the sake of my hair looks good today and also I wanted to film something, talk about what each star rating means to me, what makes a 4-star book versus a 5-star book versus a 3-star book, etc, etc, etc. So starting off at the bottom, a 1-star book for me is a book that I did not find any redeeming qualities in. There was really nothing about it I liked. I hated the characters, I hated the relationship, I hated the writing. A lot of those are books that I couldn't even finish. Generally, when I DNF a book, I try to gauge why I'm DNFing it. Sometimes I'll put a book down just because I'm not feeling it at the time and I'll put it on my DNF shelf but not give it a star rating. I generally try and get at least like 100 pages into it to get a good sense of the book. But sometimes I will put a book down just because I hated every bit of it, and in that case I will give it a star rating. But I will say in my review that I didn't finish it. Jumping up to 2-star ratings. When I give a book 2 stars, it's generally because I didn't like it, but it has a few redeeming qualities, or I can see why other people might like it. So there are a lot of classic novels that I gave 2 stars just because they were very much not my thing, but I can understand the writing was really good or the general literary merit was there. It just was not my thing. So I think I gave Lord of the Flies 2 stars just because I hate that book. But I get why it's such a big literary classic. 3-star book is a book that was good and, kind of fun, but maybe not a great book. It maybe had some issues and it just doesn't really stand out in my mind as anything particularly special, but still enjoyable. A 3-star rating for me is a good rating. It's just not a this book is a fantastic rating. 4-star ratings are probably my most common rating. A 4-star book for me is a book that I really liked and I didn't really have any major problems with it. There may have been 1 or 2 little things, but I did really like it and maybe even love it. The only difference for me between a 4-star rating and a 5-star rating is honestly just my own emotions. If I felt like the book really tugged on my heartstrings and really just got into my brain and is the kind of book that I will be thinking about for a while after I put it down, then I'll give it 5 stars. But if it was just a really good book and I didn't really have any problems with it, but I didn't think it'll stay with me for a while, it didn't really get into my emotions, then I'll give it 4 stars. I also do give a lot of 5-star ratings. I am a pretty easy to please reader. I mean, I have a few things that, I can't stand in books, and I've been trying to be more critical when I read just because I feel like that's more helpful for other people to hear. It's not very useful to hear, oh, this book was amazing, this book was amazing too, this book was amazing too, and not actually talk about some things that, this book has this attributes but these negatives, so if you like these attributes, then read it. If you have a really big problem with these negatives, then don't read it. I've been trying to focus on that a little bit more instead of just giving everything 5 stars. But yeah, that's how I rate my books. I know a lot of people consider 3 stars to be a bad rating. I've heard some people say that they won't read a book if a lot of people are rating it 3 stars. I don't view 3 stars as a bad rating. I mean, it's more than 50%, so I still view that as positive. I also sometimes do half stars in my reviews. I'll usually round down when I'm rating on Goodreads and then just at the top of the review write, this was actually 3.5 stars. And that's just, if I feel like it's in between, obviously, hence the half star, that would make sense. Or if I'm just going back and forth between a star rating a lot, I'll give it a half star. I really wish Goodreads would allow us to officially do half stars. That would be so nice. So that is how I rate books. Please let me know what your thoughts on this rating system are, whether it works for you, whether it doesn't work for you. So far, it's worked okay for me. I know a lot of people want a percentage system, but I feel like I have a hard enough time pinpointing my thoughts onto a 5-star system. That percentage system would just feel like a lot. But I would definitely not mind having half stars available. Let me know how you rate books and what your thoughts on each of the different levels are, what kind of rating system you would prefer on a site like Goodreads. But I don't know, I just think this is a really, really interesting discussion because everyone views it so, so differently. But let me know in the comments. I love you, and I will see you later. Bye!